This baseball season is already in full swing, and this year it's all about the prospects. But not just what they're doing on the field, but also their baseball cards. But how do you know which prospects to collect? Well, we reached out to baseball insider Keith Law of The Athletic, and he told us who his top 5 prospects to watch are. And I'm here to let you know what that means for baseball cards. Okay, Keith, who's your first prospect?
At number 5 is shortstop CJ Abrams of the San Diego Padres. He was their first-round pick in 2019. He is a tremendous defensive shortstop who absolutely projects not just to stay at the position, but maybe even to supplant Fernando Tatis Jr. Abrams is also an elite runner who should steal a lot of bases once he's playing regularly in the majors. The biggest question with him is when he's going to get to his power. He does project eventually to have at least average power in the majors, 15 plus home runs, but right now it doesn't seem like he has the strength or maybe the experience to get to that power, at least when he's facing major league pitching.
CJ Abrams recently got sent down to AAA, but this isn't bad news. Abrams actually skipped AAA going from AA to the Padres, but because he got sent down, this is actually good news for card collectors. If you're looking to buy his cards, you're going to see a decrease in value, which actually means this is a great time to buy. Keith, who's next?
At number 4 is Spencer Torkelson, first baseman for the Detroit Tigers. The first overall pick in the 2020 pandemic draft out of Arizona State, Torkelson showed great patience throughout his college career and carried that through in his minor league debut in 2021, all the way up through AAA. With good contact rates, excellent on-base skills, and plus power right now. I think Torkelson will eventually settle in as a 25 to 30 home run hitter, along with very strong on-base percentages. But it may take him a while to adjust to the better quality of major league pitching, which is so much more advanced than even what hitters currently see at the upper levels of the minor leagues.
Spencer Torkelson's cards have gained in value since they came out in 2020 Bowman Chrome Draft, but they're not as high as they were in April of 2021. But as Keith says, if Spencer Torkelson keeps on this path and becomes a bona fide star, his card values are going to increase. And that means the record that Spencer Torkelson's red refractor set at Goldin for $111,000 is going to feel like a steal. Who's next, Keith?
Riley Greene, who is 3rd overall on my rankings. Greene is coming back from an injury right now, but he's a center fielder who has really improved his ability in the field. When I saw him in high school, I thought he was going to end up in left, but he's leaned himself out, he's running better, and his reads on batted balls have drastically improved. Greene can really hit though. I think he's going to hit for very high batting averages, probably more of a 15 to 20 home run hitter when he starts out, but growing into similar power than I forecasted for Torkelson, eventually peaking around 30 home runs a year.
Wow, 30 home runs, and Riley Greene hasn't even made his Major League Baseball debut yet as of today. This is great news for card collectors because this means this is the perfect time to buy. Riley Greene's cards have followed a typical prospect path, meaning his cards have increased in value since they first came out, but haven't seen that big spike for his Major League debut. This is the perfect time to buy Riley Greene cards. Who's number 2, Keith?
At number 2, Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals. Witt was the 2nd overall pick back in 2019 and the guy the Royals wanted all spring. He actually went 1 pick higher than his own father did in the 1985 draft. Witt Jr. has played 3rd base in the majors so far, but I believe he's a shortstop. His arm and his speed are both at the very top of the scouting scale. And I think Witt has both the footwork and the instincts to be able to play shortstop in the major leagues. I also think he's got 20 to 25 home run power. But the question with him is always going to be, how much contact is he going to make? I think eventually he will develop that contact skill and that ability to hit for average, probably settling in as a 280 to 290 hitter, but with good walk rates that boost his on-base percentage and that aforementioned power. He just may strike out a little bit more than you'd expect for a prospect of his pedigree, but because of the defensive value he provides at shortstop and his ability to run, I think he's got a chance to challenge for some MVP awards.
MVP? Well, that's what I like to hear. Bobby Witt Jr.'s cards saw a massive spike in value when he made the Royals roster this season. They've since come down because he had a slow start to this season, but that's good news for collectors. He's had cards on the market since 2018, and his 2019 and 2020 Bowman Chrome cards are what you want to collect. And you don't have to chase his high-end cards. 2019 and 2020 Bowman Chrome have something for every collector. All right, Keith, who's number one?
The number one prospect in all of baseball coming into the 2022 season is ADLEY Rutschman of the Baltimore Orioles. Rutschman has pretty much everything you want in a premium prospect. He plays a position up the middle. He's a catcher, and he plays it well. Rutschman's grandfather helped teach him the art of catching. He has been an excellent defensive catcher for as long as he's been on scouts' radar. Receiving, framing, blocking, game calling, and throwing. At the plate, he's a switch hitter. He's got incredible plate discipline, and he has power right now. When Rutschman finally gets to play a full season in the majors, I forecast 25 home runs, give or take a few very high walk rates. He might only hit in the 250 to 270 range, but he could end up with an on-base percentage around 400 in his better years because of the incredible plate discipline that he shows. And because of that plate discipline, I think he will, in his peak years, get the most out of his present power ability. That kind of offensive profile from a guy who plays at one of the most difficult positions on all of the diamond and who plays it extremely well is, as I said for Witt, somebody who's going to challenge for MVP awards. Don't be surprised if 2 or 3 years down the road, it's those two guys at the top of many writers' ballots.
There's a reason ADLEY Rutschman is so high on prospect lists, and you heard what Keith had to say about him. But I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. His cards are affordable right now, so now is the time to get in on his cards. This season is going to be so much fun watching all of these prospects perform, and I, for one, can't wait to see what they do on the field and what happens to their card values.